Score one for freedom of speech after doing everything they possibly could to cancel a conservative speaker. The bigwigs at my alma mater, UCLA, have relented, and the show will go on. The speaker, also a UCLA alum, Ben Shapiro. The administration tried to use a dumb rule to force the group hosting the party to pay for security, and that could get very expensive. UCLA then got a bunch of backlash from Republican students saying the school's policy was applied unevenly and that it was placing an unconstitutional barrier to the student group's speech. The university has now reversed its decision. Here to discuss free speech on campus and the bias he faces, it's Ben Shapiro. Welcome, Ben.
Hey, how are you doing?
He's also the editor-in-chief of the Daily Wire, which is awesome. So, Ben, you create more controversy with your speeches when you go to various schools than Ann Coulter and Milo Yiannopoulos combined. I don't understand why. You're pretty mild-mannered and logical. What are you saying to these kids?
Apparently the message that you're in charge of your own life and you should be responsible for your own decisions is super controversial at places like UCLA. The story here was basically the same as it was originally at Berkeley. They were trying to create a security fee situation to make the college Republicans pay through the nose. They had an old rule that said that 70% of the people at a particular event had to be UCLA students or they would increase the security fees. Well, they have hundreds of speeches per year at UCLA, and this policy had basically never been applied. The only 4 times that we were aware that it had been applied, 3 of them, they tried to apply it to the college Republicans. So at that point, the lawyers got involved. They said, guys, this looks a lot like unpermitted, unconstitutional restrictions of speech on the basis of viewpoint.
And so what they're trying to do is come up with obscure ways of blocking speakers who, for some reason, are political dynamite. And it's funny because of the white supremacists and the bomb throwers who go and talk on campus, I find your speeches to be the least offensive of all. In fact, you have taken on the alt-right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate the alt-right. They're evil. I mean, they targeted my sister last week. I mean, like, they're really terrible, terrible people. So the idea that I'm going to spend any time doing the provocateur alt-right kind of stuff, it's a complete misread of my brand. I've never done that. I've spent the entire last year being targeted by the alt-right because I despise them so much.
Yeah, and what are you going to say to these students? How will this escapade in any way affect your speech?
It doesn't affect the speech other than I usually call out the administrators when they do this sort of thing. So I will definitely be talking about the notion of unconstitutional restrictions on free speech on the basis of viewpoint because, again, it seems like administrators have a tendency to reach for the rule book every time they see somebody that they don't particularly like.
I'm glad you're still speaking. If it weren't in the middle of the week, I would fly out and see you. Ben Shapiro.
Good to see you.
Thank you.